All right. So, hi, welcome everyone. Welcome to our workforce series at the Workforce Planning Board of Grand Erie. And today with us, we have Gordon Bouchard, who is a welder, recently employed as a welder with Welders Inc. in Princeton. So, welcome, Gord. Nice to have you.
Thank you. Glad I could make it.
So thought we'd start off with you. Can you just describe a little bit about your current job and the training that led you up to it, to where you are right now?
All right. So, well, I guess we'll just start with the new year when I signed up at OSTTC on Six Nations for their welding program. So I did that from January till about April. After that, then I got a job at another place in Brantford welding, and then finally got in at Walters. I kept putting my name in there over and over again. So
Yeah.
I've been there since June. Yeah, I do welding. I'm learning fitting as well, which is awesome. I really, really enjoy that. So yeah, welder and learning fitting at this point.
Very good. Oh, so it's all pretty recent, actually. So you just like
Yeah, it's
changed.
all the last, yeah,
changed
COVID literally changed everything for me.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us just a little bit about the program that OSTTC offers, just so people have more
Yeah.
of an idea? Yeah.
Yeah, so the one that I took was the continuous intake. So that's available as far as I know year round. You just have to obviously register and then they'll let you know a start date. So it's an 8-week program. Every 2 weeks, CWB comes in and we'll do testing for you to get tickets for your welding. So I was able to get, what did I have? 5 welding tickets by the time I finished there within the 8-week program. So that definitely helps you get your foot in the door when you've got some qualifications already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would.
that,
Yeah. And
I say a lot
especially for welding being in high demand, I'm sure that,
I had no
very
idea it was
useful.
as much a demand as it is. I knew that there was some demand, but not to the extent there is.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Well, it's good for people to know. So leading actually from that question, would you say there's a lot of career growth potential within what you just, changed into as a career?
Yeah, within welding or within like welding at Walters?
Well,
Because yes,
welding in general, and yeah, I would say probably that's what I'm asking. Yeah, with welding from what you've seen so far.
yeah, it's definitely this is what I'm going to do till I retire now. That's, found a second career, found something that mentally stimulates me. It's fantastic to go to work. Time flies when you're busy all day and thinking constantly. So it's yeah, it's definitely what I'm going to stick with. And there's jobs all over the place. You obviously know through your agency that I don't think I've seen such a demand in my lifetime before.
So it's
But
it's a nice feeling to know that there's plenty of opportunity, right? Yeah.
yeah, to know that you actually made a good decision after changing careers halfway through your life. Yeah, it's nice to know that there's something else.
Do you wish you had known about this sooner? Like,
Well, what's funny about this is, like I was saying to you just beforehand, my dad was a millwright, worked at Massey Ferguson and then GM for 35 years. My grandpa was a millwright. When I was in high school, I was taking shop classes. I was actually looking to become an auto mechanic. I did a co-op at a Ford dealership and was working on cars, and then literally just took this weird turn and went to tattooing and piercing for 21 years. So
it
I'm kind
happens.
of going back full circle now and going back to what I initially was looking into when I was in high school.
Yeah, well, then your interest is already rooted, from a while back. It sounds like, so it
Yeah,
makes sense
like I said,
that you're happy with it now and passionate about the work.
yeah, I don't really look at it like it's something that I wish I'd gone into right away. I was able to do a fun job and a fun career for 20 years and take care of my family and take care of myself. And then when that wasn't possible anymore, unfortunately, due to the pandemic, I shifted to, well, what's essential work? And essential is always going to be trades and construction. So I figured get into that.
Yeah, you're right about that. In addition to the skilled trades, in general, having being in great demand all across Canada, with so many people retiring and not enough people training. in the skilled trades. It's incredible what the opportunities are, and there's so much automation, and it's just so much more than it used to be as well. So it's
Yeah, there's definitely more, I guess, career options even within the company that I'm with or wherever, because like you said, we're adding a whole new like robotic plant that's going to be, it's just fun new opportunities for people to get into. So it's nice to work for a company that, let's say, 10 years down the road, I'm like, I don't really want to weld anymore. What else is there? And there's so many options to go within one place that you just wouldn't get bored.
At Walters, where you are right now, any interesting projects or what components are you, I should ask, are you working on most frequently?
So much. So busy. Which is a fantastic thing, is that the first job that I got out of school was nice people, nice company, not a lot of work. Also, I was new, so I'm not saying that they weren't that busy. There wasn't that much for me to do because I was super new. Whereas at Walters, it's like, well, you're new, you better hurry up and learn because we're super busy. So I've had a chance to work on Bombardier's doing a new airport and head office out at Pearson. So I got to work on that. New Amazon office. David Geffen, the music executive, there's a hall in New York City that they're renovating, named after him. We worked on that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so it's really, really interesting to see the amount of projects that we're doing. I just spent the last week and a half with 2 other people putting together a pavilion that's going to be donated to a town close to Princeton. So yeah, it's fun to see that we do a lot of good work, but then we're also doing donations to help a local community.
Yeah, that actually sounds very interesting, and you're getting to go to a few different places as well and work on interesting projects. So that's great. Good for you. So this is just because we're looking at young people and how they might take this interview and the information from it. If you could go back to high school, is there a piece of advice that you would give yourself, or at this point to others, for knowing everything you know now? Yeah,
I would honestly say the number one thing, coming from a trades family and a family that worked in factories, you see them working ridiculous hours, shift work. My dad did steady nights for, I think, 15 years and was constantly working overtime to, raise a family, take care of me and my brother. That my brother went into the military, did 22 years of that, just retired, and is justice of the peace now. And I went the tattoo and piercing route, like I said, because we both kind of felt like trades were below us. And that was a very arrogant attitude to have, especially having family, having seen how they took care of us and always provided for us. We almost felt like we were being taught by our family to do more than that. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people don't appreciate that is more than enough. I don't think people should be, again, you see it in the news all the time. People talk about it. 4 years of university education, you come out how much in the hole in debt to make 15 bucks an hour, or you can be smart, go to trade school, come out with no debt, and be making good money right away.
And also know potentially to, build your own deck, fix things around your house.
And that's the other thing, is that you become more useful just all around, especially learning fitting at work. It's nice to be able to look at stuff within my house now and go, hey, I could do this. Or if I wanted to change that, I got the idea of how that works now.
Right.
So you just become
skilled.
It's weird. Not just skilled. I think you become a more useful part of society. You have something more to offer. Kind of to make fun of what I did for 20 years. At the end of the day, I did piercings. I didn't do the tattoos. So you'd get together with a bunch of friends. We'd be talking about, hey, so-and-so needs help on their deck next week or whatever. And everyone's like, oh, I can bring this tool. I can do this, whatever. And in my head, I'm like, I can pierce your nose if you want. Like, it just didn't feel like I had enough to offer. Now I feel like I'm more able to contribute to society.
That's a great point. And it's true. So, sometimes these stigmas around the trades that are from the past are a little bit outdated too. Those environments are not exactly the same anymore as they used to be. And there's also a lot of opportunities to work in, much more flexible shifts and so on. And it's not quite the way it used to be, is my point, along with the automation and advance of technology. But one of the things, that we sometimes talk about is exactly that. I mean, you know, you're driving by, you can say, hey, I helped build that, or, you know, I helped fix that, or whatever it is. And we've heard this actually from people when they talk about the positives of going into the trades, that's a
Oh, it's
feeling
a
of
great feeling.
satisfaction where, that's the contribution, right? So
Well, once this
completely
donation
understand what you're
goes up,
saying.
yeah, once this
Yeah.
donation goes up in spring that we've been working on, I'm going to take my kids to see it because
Yeah.
it'll be the first thing that I've worked on that they'll be able to actually go see. Because the rest of them are in different cities, and obviously Walter's been around well before I've been there for my 5.5 months or whatever. But it's even when I went to Toronto in the summer with my kids, and we went to the Royal Ontario Museum, and I was like, hey, that new edition that was put on, Walter's did that.
Yeah.
So it's just showing them things that our company's done and been involved in. It's just even being able to take pride in stuff that I haven't worked on. You just see a company doing really cool projects that you're just happy to be part of that team.
Yeah, that's right. Is there other tickets or other areas of specialization that you look at going forward when you say that you do want to remain in this field? You think, you know, for the long term, is there a particular direction that you see yourself taking?
Ultimately where I would like to be, because again, you're coming at it from, I'm in my 40s. I understand that I only have X amount of years of work left in me. And I also have X amount of years left where my body can do the job. So I'm kind of setting myself, I'd like to get about a 10-year goal and then try to get into inspection, quality control, something like that, where you can, you know, I keep getting as many tickets as possible, keep advancing, keep learning, doing what you can, and then hopefully get into like a CWB, like supervisor or inspector course or something like that.
Mhm.
I think is kind of my long-term goal where I'd like to be. So still involved, obviously, but just physically, I understand that I'm not going to be able to do it forever. So instead of being upset about that and having limitations on my work, I kind of would rather just adjust and then do something within that field.
Sure.
But that possibility is there, which is fantastic. I don't have to look at it like, you know, I'm going to be 65 years old sitting under this beam welding above my head.
Yeah.
So it's nice to think, oh, I could probably do this.
Yeah, there definitely. Yeah, that would be a route to take, and it makes perfect sense, right? After so many years of experience and expertise, really, then you know that you would be qualified for those things, along with it, if you keep advancing your training and so on. You know, anything else that you might need, absolutely. So those are definitely like good long-term options. And some people start their own business eventually when they don't want to do the work themselves, but
I'm done with that.
they can run the shop, right? So
No thanks. Had my own business. I'm good.
you know, with that
I'm
part.
very content with working for somebody now.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is there any, as far as work-life balance, anything you would recommend for being in the particular work that you are now, that people, you know, should be aware of, or can how they can like attain their work-life balance? I think you've had a pretty good experience with Walters from
Yeah,
the sounds of it, that they're a flexible, accommodating employer. But anything else you could say about it?
pretty much the thing is, the younger you are, you have to be flexible. You have to be willing to do afternoon, night shifts, weekends, whatnot. If you want to get in and dive right in and try to make as much as you can right away, you have to be flexible. Myself, I'm not flexible. I'm older. I have a family. I have kids. So being able to find a company that's willing to work with that was fantastic. Like I was saying to you before, a lot of the jobs that I was talking to were talking about alternating shifts, rotating, this, that, starting you on afternoons for, say, 3 months till your probation's over, and then maybe go to day shift. So, yeah, finding a company that was willing to work with me was fantastic. But people leaving high school looking to get into the field, say, going union route or whatever, just be flexible. Because as far as that, like family work-life balance, unfortunately, that's not going to be very existent for the first few years. But if you're young, fantastic. You got the time, you have the ability. You know, if you don't have any commitments holding you in one place, you can travel literally anywhere and work. So you have to be open-minded to seeing what's out there. And if not, and let's say you're in a situation where you just a certain shift works for you in certain days, that's out there as well. So yeah, it's like we were saying, the demand is insane. So employers seem to be very willing to work with people to get good people in. So all you have to do is show up every day and work, and they're willing to work with you.
And that's a good thing for anybody looking to, you know, follow a similar path like you. So thanks so much for chatting today.
Yeah, no problem.
It was great to meet you, and a good talk. And yeah, all the best of luck to you going
Thank you.
forward. So thanks,
Gonna
Gordon.
keep trying.
Yeah.